Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
In Samoan, Tongan, Maori, Hawaiian, we have this concept of va. Va in Samoan is the space between two people or someone and the environment. Va can be quite large. It can be really very small. It is dependent on that relation, right? And the relation is multi-layered. It's personal. It's Matai driven, in the hierarchy driven. And then you have to teuleva. You have to attend the space. Because if you don't attend the space, you lose connection within, right? So like you have the kumulipo, this genesis of Hawaii to the birth of Kalaninui Iamamau, right? This one child. And they spend 16 va, 16 time periods in which everything on the earth and in the world is born, and connect all of that to this one child, so that this one child is the culmination of all the mana available in the universe to this one ali'i. And in these va, these time periods, you start with the turning of the earth and the slime becomes a coral polyp, then coral polyp becomes, and it's just like this incredible assessment of all of the things in the Hawaiian world. Those composers, or that composer, took just a vast amount of knowledge necessary to compose the kumulipo, the source of the deep dark blue. The amount of teu that this composer, group of composers, had to amass in order to attend that space it's the necessary connection, mind, body, soul, chakras aligned, that you have to have as a human being to the people around you and to the earth that nurtures you in order to know. It is fascinating to me. And I think this is part of what you're talking about. For me, we haven't attended the va, and that has led to the trials and tribulations that we have as a local community with each other, with the government, with the industry, or I should say with industry. And so the reason I ask, in your group healing, do you do this kind of work? Because I'm a story person, I find empathy in the stories of people. It would be fascinating to me to listen to the stories of people in my healing with you.
The va that you mentioned is super important, because without the connection, no healing gets done. Nothing. It's like if you want to make a phone call and then you no more signal, first thing you got to do is try and get a signal, right? You can talk all you like and dial all you like and send whatever you want. Nothing is going. That, to me, as I concept it, is kind of the va. How strong? You get 4 bars? You get 1 bar? What do you got? You know what I mean? But it's present. When that is present in the container, like a battery, like multiple batteries, use the synergy of that for their own process as well as with the group. Now we got something. And that energy is really euphoric, right? It's a release. So the va in everything, absolutely. I would say everything. And that's probably what I try to cultivate and focus on even in this space. I got feedback recently. I sent it to a friend. It's like, oh, your space is this, it's smaller. And I appreciate that. However, it's cozy. You know what I mean? Not one giant studio. Somebody's house. Yeah. It's like cruising with me in my house. We're talking story. We're connecting in a meaningful way that is not common. But that's the piece, right? The group's energy to help each other in an individual process. And then whatever is done in there allows people to return back to just being with no judgment. And then that allows people to share or not share, whatever feels right for them. And in the sharing, we understand each other. Depending on how that sharing is structured, it could be deeply connecting. And then you go, wow, that was something, right? Even for me, someone's story, like in a group, somebody shares their story and all of a sudden it's like, I got a burden release from me, from their story. And that, to me, is the healing power of the right group, which I constantly have been talking about for kind of a long time, but I'm in the process of getting there. at some point.
I imagine these guests probably surprise themselves at how safe they feel by the end of the time and what they've learned about themselves as you're learning from and about them.
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
It sounds like pretentious if I say it in the beginning, like at the end when we're done, if this moves the way that, I feel like we're moving, this will feel like a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
People would be like, I don't let go. I don't know about that one, bro.
Right.
So I don't say it. But when we're done, that's typically what is said. If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.